Hey everyone, welcome to the Mono Report. I'm your host Mono, and today I have a review for you for Daddy's Home 2. Daddy's Home 2 is a sequel to 2015's Daddy's Home, which I'll admit, I know a lot of people weren't really into the first Daddy's Home, but as a fairly light, check your brain out type comedy, I thought it kind of worked and kind of found it quite funny. It really banked on the chemistry between Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, and I think it paid off pretty well as just a vehicle for those two stars. Daddy's Home 2, on the other hand, not so much. Daddy's Home 2 follows the first film where Mark Wahlberg's Dusty and Will Ferrell's Brad have set up a co-dad system where they can help each other in looking after each other's kids. However, something is afoot, and the kids are bummed that they have to go to 2 Christmases rather than one place. Which, look, kids, you're getting 2 Christmases, stop your whinging. It's 2 Christmases. So Dusty and Brad crack up the bright idea of doing a shared Christmas, which means some of the extended family is coming with them. Cue Mel Gibson as Dusty's dad, the tough, mean-spirited Kurt, and John Lithgow as Don, Brad's overly sweet and innocent father, and hence the madness ensues. Look, I'm going to come right out and say it. This movie is a mess. I'm someone who's quite a big fan of Will Ferrell. I really do enjoy his comedy, and usually whenever I walk out of a Will Ferrell film, I can walk out pretty satisfied and happy with what I've just watched. But really, this movie is not good. It's really just a series of comedy sketches that have been haphazardly stitched together to form something that resembles a film. One second there are shenanigans at the airport, at school, at their family home, at the holiday home, at a bowling alley, at the movie theater. It goes on and on and on, and just like for a movie that's 100 minutes, it felt like it was 2.5 hours. It went on, like it just kept going, and that's something you really don't want in a quick, lighthearted, fun comedy. And look, while I don't think Daddy's Home 2 is a movie you should be spending 15 minutes, analysing and deconstructing why it's so bad, it's not worth it. There are just so many glaring issues that are present. The big issue comes down to the fact that the movie just isn't really funny. And it's not really an issue with any of the cast. All the performances are actually pretty fine. The cast are all having a lot of fun with what they're trying to work with. There really isn't much there, but somehow they're able to have a good time out of what's really nothing. But it's really coming down to the editing and pacing of the whole thing, where so many jokes are just rushed through that you just lose the whole thing entirely. Seriously, the trailers were actually cut a lot better than this film was. Many times when they're setting up a joke in the film, they'll cut up to a close-up of the actor in the same frame as if to go, hey, this is the punchline, this is when you're supposed to be saying something funny. And it's like, well, it should be funny regardless. Like, you don't need to have that added close-up to go, oh, let's get a reaction from the audience. And that's the real glaring issue. I did chuckle a few times throughout the film, mainly due to Will Ferrell's antics or some of John Lithgow's lines. But guys, I was in a pretty packed theater, and there really weren't a whole lot of times people were laughing in the movie, and that's a big problem for a film like this. If you can at least keep people laughing consistently, then that can be used to skip over any inconsistencies the film may have, which is what I thought the first Daddy's Home did really well. But this is the closest to a 90s family comedy sequel that we've seen in a long time. And while it gives us more of the cast and antics, it doesn't really give us more laughs, which is disappointing to say the least. I will say though, although he isn't in the film a whole lot, John Cena is again given a chance to show off a bit of his comedic chops, and he's really quite entertaining whenever he is allowed to be on screen and say something, because he just really is starting to come into a bit of his own with his own comedic timing, and I really do hope we get to see him take on a few more comedic roles in the future. Honestly, Daddy's Home 2 really is the perfect film to watch if you're drunk out of your mind. Like, you do not need to rush out and go and see this. I'd say wait for it to be on Netflix if you're desperate to see it, but just make sure you've got a whole case of beer next to you ready, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get through this film. Daddy's Home 2 gets a 4.5 out of 10 from me. Guys, I hope you liked this review. If you did like this review, do remember to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below in the comments section. Did you see Daddy's Home 2, or were you planning to see Daddy's Home 2, or had you seen the original? Do let me know down below in the comments section. And if you would like to subscribe to the channel, do hit the subscribe button with the little bell next to it, which will remind you of when the Mono Report uploads new content. And don't forget, you can follow the Mono Report on Facebook and Twitter at the Mono Report. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to stay right here for your Mono Fix. Bye, guys.